What's up, lads and ladettes? How are we doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastically well. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a hunt. We're going to be killing these electro dance machines here, level 6s, 7s, and I think there's a couple, there might be some 8s and some higher level ones here, but we're going to be aiming at these sort of lower level ones right here. We're going to be doing one round with the Philosopher's Sword because there's not a whole lot that I actually need to do when it comes to these guys. Today's is just testing out to see what sort of loot they drop, the markup and all that sort of stuff. Now, as one of you guys suggested, I will be doing a sort of a tally of cost and returns, and I'll be like doing like a tally for... yeah, essentially for all the hunts, so we'll be able to tally things up at the end of the year. So the way it will work will be at the end of the hunt. Now, I've completely repaired my ghost armor, so that's all good. At the end of the hunt, we're going to look at the repair cost, so the repair cost of the Philosopher's Sword and my armor, and that will be the only cost that I'll need to worry about, and we'll tally that against the actual loot that I get back. And then each subsequent hunting video, as long as I remember, that is, you guys know how I can be sometimes. As long as I remember, then it will be tacked on to the next video at the end. So we'll have a a tally for this video, and then we'll have a total tally. But the total tallies will start in the next video. So thank you very much to the person that suggested that. I think it was Alex? Let me just double check that. Yeah, so it was Alex G. 111 Alex G, who suggested that I do it. So that's pretty much how we're going to roll it, as long as I fucking remember. I've got my pad, all that good stuff, and we're going to only be doing one round, so this video will probably be, I don't know, 15, maybe 20 minutes, but it'll be around the 15-minute mark, I reckon. It's not going to be super long, but this is just sort of to get a feel for these guys. Alright, I was worried for a second then, because I thought it was just going to give me one singular, because I'm looking up here, I don't really look down here, just like 5 PEC. I'm like, that ain't right. I need more than that, bro. But we'll see what we get back, and we'll have a look at the markup cost of stuff. Because I think in the long run, markup will be the most important thing amongst everything else. And I mean, that is, not will be, that is a fact, that it is the most important, factor when determining your end loot. Like, especially if you're like, alright, I'm gonna hunt the whole year, and, you know, I'll give myself a budget for each day, I'm gonna hunt the whole year, and we're gonna see what we've got back at the end of the year. You know, you can look at all your loot and be like, okay, I can calculate all of the stuff, so we'll calculate it, and then we can look back. But I don't know if we're going to do quite... I don't think we're going to go quite as hard with that. Obviously, large markup stuff we're going to keep aside, but low markup stuff that will cost like... You know, you would need to put 1,000 PED worth of stuff for it to make any difference. That stuff I'm not going to worry about. So, basically, anything 105% and above is what I'm going to keep. And everything below that is stuff that I'm going to give to the trade terminal for repair costs and things like that. Of course, any weapons that we get, if we get any weapons, those weapons will probably be kept. If those weapons are, well, obviously if those weapons are decent. Oh, there's a level 10. And yeah, there's a level 8. So, there's a few, level 4. It's a very wide selection of levels here, isn't it? Very wide selection of levels, which I appreciate. I appreciate a wide selection of stuff. Now let's have a look at these Vixen gears, because from memory, they're quite good. Yeah, 400%. But then again, how much have they actually sold? Okay, if we look at the week, right? So, if we look at the week, 300 PED. So, if you had like 10 PED worth of Vixen stuff, you could sell it for about 40 PED. So, that's quite good, actually. That's quite good. We will have a proper look at the end of the hunt, but for now we can be happy in the idea that we're gonna get some of these, which is good. And other things like uplink cable, oil filters. We'll have a good look to see exactly what has the big markups, the big markups. Because you know you always want to be going after the big markups. That's why with mining, with mining, you know, there's certain things that you want to be like really scouting for, certain areas, and when you find that high markup item that you get, like high markup or end matter, whatever, you know, it's good to write down the exact position that you got it from. That way you might be able to come back to the same spot with the same setup and potentially get something similar. Potentially. Now these guys, well, I should say these robo-gals, these fembots, these robo-gals, not dropping too bad. They are dropping a vast variety, a massive variety of stuff, which is exactly what we want. We want to see a vast, like a massive variety of things. The more variety, the more chances we have of getting the high markup stuff. That's why if you're on Calypso, one of the mobs that I recommend giving a bit of a crack at, right? Giving a bit of a crack at is something like the mollusks, because they have a wide variety of stuff. Of course, if you're just after one or two specific markup items, then, you know, hunting things like, hunting things like the maphoids, for instance, that give the, maphoids that give the tier 4 components. They're always a good one, because I think they're, what are they? They're like 400, 500% markup. I actually forget what their markup actually is, but it's a massive markup. It's a really good markup. We're getting some stabilizing components. We are getting some okay stuff. These are like, I think 110%. No, they're not. They're 105. What are the ones that I'm thinking of? Maybe it's the red ones? I know the green ones. I forget which I think are the lens components. I think the lens components are like 150%. Socket 1 component. It's close enough that I'd obviously keep this one around. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Looks like we're nearly halfway through already. Looks like the video will be around about the 10 to 15 minute mark, like I thought it would be. A nice, quick, easy hunt. Nice and simple. And I was looking at some of the comments, and one of you said that I should go and try out if I'm going to be mining and using melee weapons, that I should try treasure hunting on Arcadia, because apparently there is potentially some unlimited melee items that will drop. If this is a fact, like any of you guys that do treasure hunting on Arcadia and all that sort of stuff, let me know. Is this something that could happen? If so, then awesome. If not, then that's all good. But it would be a good thing to know. The guy that said it, Penjambara, he said that I should, double check with, bigger Arcadian players, like, players that have been doing the Arcadia stuff for a long time. So, any of my Arcadian boys and gals that are out there want to give me the skinny on, the potential find of, some cool shit on Arcadia, let me know. I also know that there is, like, you can get the Archon sword by doing some stuff on ancient Greece. I'm gonna double check that, but if that's so, then that'll be interesting. But because I think it goes Philosopher's Sword, Hero Sword, and then Archon Sword, or something like that. I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to have a decent look at the stuff. And fingers crossed at some point in the next, like, 4 or 5 months, I can get myself an Archon Sword. That'll be absolutely fucking splendid. Absolutely splendid. So far, no globals. And I'm surprised we didn't get a global yesterday with the werewolves either. These guys and gals on Rocktropia, they tend to, they tend to global, but not as much today from the looks of things. Which I'm actually quite surprised about. I am actually quite surprised. Usually they do, even a small global, but who knows? Maybe the next hunt we'll get something decent. Maybe. Some advanced leather extractor. What's that like? Ah, it's alright. Doesn't sell a lot though. And that's the thing. That's another thing you really got to keep an eye out when it comes to getting items that have high markup. You want to see, okay, A, how much does it sell per week? Not necessarily per day, but per week. Generally, if it's, if for the month, it's around about 2k, and for the week, it's around about 3 to 500, then you could be relatively safe that if you find the stuff, you'll be able to sell it. Or, do players buy smaller amounts for the markup price? Such as, say I wanted to sell, say this tier 1 component, right? Say I wanted to sell this tier 1 component and I went with the 125%. The 125% for this would be an extra 10 PEC. Could I then sell this, will another player take this, 50 PEC stack of tier 1 components for 60 PEC? There's a lot of things you got to keep in mind when you're looking for, high markup gear. Obviously, the most important one is how much can I sell it for, and how easy it is to sell. But things like tiering components, obviously, they sell real easily because people use them. I mean, let's have a look at how much the tier 1 component has sold across the month. Nearly 4k, right? So, they're important stuff. They're important stuff. People obviously need their tiering components. People need their tiering components. Now, where are we at? We got 15 PED left on our Philosopher's Sword, so, we got a few more that we can kill, which is good. And who knows, we might squeeze a global out of the Philosopher's, out of these guys using the Philosopher's Sword today. We might do, we might not. The one thing that I will have to work on in the future is increasing my my looter skills, because apparently looter skill goes towards your overall percentage of TT return, along with the efficiency parameter of the weapon. So there's a lot of things that I need to take into account in the future, but hopefully I can use this year to learn a lot more, and I can come into next year with a solid base. Yeah, have a solid base and get some good shit going. Philosopher's Sword is reaching minimum, so we got 10 PED left, so we should be able to kill another, what, 5, 6? Something like that? Maybe 4? Yeah. That's all good. That is all good. We'll kill what we can, and then we'll take what we get. Ah, these are robot looters. This is robot looter. So if I was to hunt these guys a lot, then I should be able to, and increase my reclaiming. I might be able to increase my robot looter skill by a decent amount. See, having a low robot looter skill will obviously give me a bit of a drawback on the amount that I'm actually going to be getting TT-wise. Now, I heard that that the robot looter, I've heard two sides of this coin. I've heard that it doesn't have any effect, and then I've heard that it does have effect, but not a great deal. So, but then again, even if it only affects the TT returns by 5 to 10%, that's a decent chunk of change, especially in the long run. Anyway, let's see. We can kill 2 more. Let's kill 2 more. And then once we've killed this one and maybe this level 6, We'll go back. We'll tally everything up. We'll see what the repair cost is. And then we'll see the loot that we get back. Ooh, I'm excited. It's obviously not going to be on par. It's not going to be... We're not going to break even. Like, I know that for damn sure. We are not breaking even. We are not making a profit. But these are high markup items. So all I really need is one in every... If I can get to about 80%, 70 to 80%, I'll be happy. But anyway, let's have a look at our repair costs, and then I'll have to go somewhere else to actually look at the... Yeah, I'll have to go somewhere else to look at the amount of PED that we got back. So let's see the repair. So the repair is going to be 66.15, so I'll just write that down. Alright, so now we will head over to probably something simple like noobs. Something simple. We'll just go to noobs. And we will check our TT return value. And I mean, shit, if it's not a high loss, then I could potentially make it back with oil. If you guys want to see how much money I get back free to play, let me know, because I'll be more than happy to demonstrate the things that I get back free to play as well. So let me know if that's something that you also want added into the various tallies, because I will 10 out of 10 do it for you. I'll do it. I'll write it down, and I'll keep it in my brain, or I'll write it down, and I'll, you know, whatever I get will go towards the repair cost or whatever. We can figure that out. But let me know what you guys think. But anyway, let's have a look at the... Come on, load up. It's because it's a well-trafficked area and there's a lot of things that spawn in. Now, let's have a look at just the TT return value. That's a lot of stuff, though. So the TT return... Ooh, that is harsh. That is a harsh return. That's a very harsh return. So that is... The return is 35.47 PED. So 35.47 PED. It's a little over 50%, which is absolutely atrocious loot. It's a little bit over 50%. So we would be down. We are down 30.68 PED. Which is absolutely atrocious. But that is how the game rolls. Trust me, probably in the next couple of runs with this sword, depending on what I choose to hunt. That's a very important one. It depends on what I pick to hunt. But the next couple of runs will probably turn out drastically different. That's what I'm expecting anyway. There's a specific turnaround when it comes to hunting, and sometimes it takes a while. Like, you know, you might cycle through 1,000 PED and come out with 600 PED, but then your next kill after that 1,000 PED might give you an extra 300 PED, then all of a sudden you're up to 90%. So, as opposed to 60%. So, it all really depends. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be leaving it there, but let's first have a look at the markup of some of these, because this is where things might make or break. So that's got a okay markup. Let's look at this one. It's alright. That one isn't, no, not really. What about this one? Nothing to be seen. This one, no, not really. Robot heat sinks. That would be a good one. That'll be a good one to keep. Obviously, the Vixen Android gear. Robot filter. Vixen power cell. Again, that's a meh. Another meh. Let's look at the bushweed. Maybe. Let's look at this one. Okay, so we can sort of ascertain that there's a couple of decent markup items in here, but there's also a lot of duds or stuff that might not sell. So we'll have to just keep it in mind when we go to make our profit later on down the line. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and if you have a suggestion of what I should hunt next, leave it in a comment section below, especially if you've made it to the end of the video. That is the end of this video's comment challenge. What should Scotty C93 stab with his sword next? You all take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.